I'm absolutely thrilled to report that the aim assist feature is in and looking pretty great. So as you can see, we have that little slowdown when we drag over the character. And I'm obviously going to have to balance this later on. It's just messing with a constant, so that'll be easy to do. But as a player who plays on both controller and mouse and key, this is something I'm very passionate about. So let's get right into how I made this work and why I balanced it the specific way I did. The first step of this was to set up what I like to call the team component, which manages the little aim assist bubble, as well as is aware of what team the player is on. So that little print statement you see there about what team the character is on is because of the team component, and it's all replicating across the network as well. We then have our aim assist bubble, which is just another capsule collider. It's the blue one there that I just clicked on. And it's a little bit smaller than the basic collider because we want aim assist slowdown to only happen when you're actually going to hit the character. And I had to make a new collision object, profile, and trace for aim assist. And the new profile just simply looks out for that aim assist trace and doesn't do anything else. But we'll get more to that in the next step. And now we have the big one, which is aim assist functionality, and this means a different thing entirely depending on what game you're talking about. Controller-centric games like Call of Duty, for example, have incredibly strong aim assist that quite frankly balances things horribly for mouse and key players, to the point where if you're still using mouse and key playing Call of Duty, you're at a massive disadvantage every single gunfight that you have. I know this because I used to play exclusively on mouse and keyboard back in Warzone 1, and I had to switch to controller because I just couldn't take getting slammed anymore. But anyways, for those of you who don't know, there are actually two types of aim assist. So there's the aim slowdown that you're seeing now, where basically when you get into that aim assist bubble, it just slows down the controller sensitivity to keep you from going off target. And that, at its purest form, is what aim assist is. And where we get into trouble with making aim assist too strong is something called rotational aim assist. And what rotational aim assist does is actually add rotation input to your controller depending on if you're moving and the person you're aiming at is moving as well. So this is just a really bad mechanic in my opinion, for the main reason that aim assist is designed to help the lower skilled players, and most of them do not even use rotational aim assist. If you give a controller to someone who is new at first person shooter games, telling them to strafe left and right when they're shooting is just way too much for a new player. I've seen people try to play games and tell them, oh, this is how you make your aim assist better. And unfortunately, it's just too much for new players. And the person who is benefiting from this rotational aim assist is higher skilled players. And this just makes their aim way too good. And this is why this is, in my opinion, just a terrible mechanic, and why you won't be seeing it in my game. I actually, just out of curiosity, put it in as a feature to see how strong it was, and it really is insane, and I really wish that games wouldn't have it. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed my little rant on aim assist there. Sorry, it's just an issue I'm very passionate about. But anyways, we'll move on to the next step, which is getting our main HUD UI hooked up. So this is just going to be a container UI for all the other little sub widgets we need. And as you remember, we already implemented this when we implemented the crosshair. And I had this in the backlog and just never took credit for it. So we'll take credit for it now. And my next task was to actually map out the main HUD and design it. And as you can see, I just went into Photoshop and basically made placeholder assets for all of the UI elements. I had a big list of UI elements I was going to need in my design doc, and I just went through and added them all as you see now. So these are going to look a lot more detailed when we get into the engine and start implementing them. And the little boxes are just placeholders for the logos for various things. But you'll see that more in the coming weeks when we start putting these into the game and actually hooking them up and making them work. And that brings us to our board after taking credit for the devlog as always. And we have a solid 18 story points. And I know I have been doing more in the past, but as I mentioned last time, I have another massive project that I'm working on in the background that I'll hopefully be able to tell you guys about later on. So definitely stay tuned for that, but in the meantime, we're going to have to complete a few less story points on here because my time is being spent among a whole bunch of different things at this point. So that once again brings us to our grade, and I'm going to give myself a solid B-. So I know the last time I gave myself a B-, I had more story points, but as I mentioned, we're kind of grading things on a curve at this point, and I'm pretty happy with how this sprint went, getting in aim assist and getting that behind me. And in the future, we're going to have to put in a ton of UI elements, so we'll probably be doing that for the next month. So definitely get excited for some UI implementation. I know it's my least favorite thing to do, but we've got to do it to make a fully functional game, and before we get to the fun stuff like reloading and firing. But anyways, I'm attempting to research the issues that people are having learning Unreal Engine. So if you've tried to learn Unreal in the past, or you are learning it now, send me an email or a message on Discord just letting me know what the issues you're having are, what you've tried, and all that good stuff. I'd love to hear from you and have a conversation about it, and my email and Discord will, of course, be in the description. And additionally, if you liked this video and want to keep up with the series, definitely subscribe to the channel. I post a devlog video every other Friday, and I'm planning on doing that for the foreseeable future until we have a playable game here. Things are really coming along here, and I'm really excited to see where this game's gonna be at in a few months. But if you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is always to like the video and leave a comment to say what's up. I love hearing from you guys and that you're enjoying the series. And also, this will help bring more people to the channel, which I greatly appreciate. And with all that being said, thank you so much as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Later.